We're going to be doing a lot of random things today. I'll be showing you some things around the garden, things that are happening. One of our projects that we're working on right now is planting these baby taro shoots, kalo, and they've been in water. They got some pretty good roots. At least 3 of them do. I don't know what's going on with this one, but we're going to plant it anyway. And I have been saving these little containers that we had from some food that we had, and I just poked holes in them. I figured they'd be perfect to get these started in at least. So I have 4 of these. I put holes in them, and I'm going to have the girls plant that. I got some soil here. I ended up buying soil, 2 bags the other day for potting things, and we are going to do that. And I think what I'm going to do now is put some of these cinders in it just to give it, it's too big, more drainage. And possibly some compost, but we'll see. I always like to have worms in things that I plant, so I'll probably get compost to do that. I went and got this compost that I'm going to mix into the soil here. Got plenty of good worms inside. Now our compost is usually wet, and I'm just assuming because we live in a wet environment, so the compost is typically wet, and sometimes I add things to it to dry it out some, but it is usually wet. So, but we're gonna go ahead and pour it into the soil. Bless you. Okay, you can pour it in.
Look.
Yep, worms. Okay, pour it in.
Can I get off your back, Mama? I guess.
There you go. So I'm just gonna mix this in.
Wait, let me get a
She doesn't need one. Okay, so girls, if you want to help, you can put soil in here,
Cocky, here's a color.
and then we'll plant the taro inside. Okay. Good. I'll put a little bit more. It's just a temporary pot for them because they're gonna need more space.
And they're gonna need to go into the ground.
Yeah. Okay. So there's one. She's got one over here. Just make sure you get all the roots covered. So let's see. We'll make kind of a deeper hole. You can take some of the soil out if you need to. And just put it in.
We need a worm in each one. Okay. Yeah.
That's a big clump of compost and worms.
Uh-oh. Oh, there's
Okay,
one.
that's 2.
Wait, a clump of worms? Where?
I don't know about this one. We may just let this one
Wait, I
go
know.
in the compost. We can try it. Yeah, you can always just tear it off.
Look.
Or I'm trying to get out. Okay, let me just take some of this out because this one has a pretty big worm. Okay. We're going to see how this one does. I don't see any good white roots like on the other ones, but we'll give it a shot. There are worms inside this one. Okay, and so that's good for these. We'll give them a little bit of water and then put them inside the shade house. So our next project is going to be putting these coleus cuttings into soil. These have been growing in water for a while. So we're going to go ahead and plant those.
As long as it's not a sandbag.
And let's start with this one with all the good roots. This one right here. Let's do this one first. Make a hole in the middle.
Wait, I want to do the big one.
Well, I actually want to use a bigger pot for the big one, like this pot right here.
And this one doesn't have any roots, so we'll leave it in.
That's actually a potato cutting that I'm trying to propagate, so just leave it for now, yeah. Okay, so we got that pot. Make a hole, and get it like kind of deep, yeah. And pick that purple flower off.
Last one. Get out of here.
And this little piece right here, yeah, let's find one more pot for it.
But we have no more there.
Oh, well, this one. We're gonna stick this one inside here.
Look.
It's not really deep. That's not really deep enough. These little ones down here are deeper. Yeah, let's just put it in here.
Look at this.
And then we can separate it out soon. That's too big. Okay.
You can put the big one in here and then put that one in.
And I don't want to have to prepare more soil. So that's good for now. Okay. Here are our coleus plants that we've already propagated. These, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yeah, the same way. We just started off with those same little cuttings, and they've been growing pretty well. Take some of these dried out leaves off. But yeah, and you can just get more plants from these. You can cut all of these into parts, propagate them, grow more. And I mentioned in another video that this came from a large coleus plant that we had growing in here a few years ago. I decided to just take it out because it was so big. But before I did that, I cut off some pieces to propagate. So all of these are the babies of that main plant, as well as the ones that we just planted. So just some other things going on in the shade house. My neighbor's cutting grass, so you'll hear all that noise. But these are sweet potatoes that I have in this pot right here. They're doing really well. Probably need to go in the ground or something soon, or a bigger pot. Here's another one up here. I'm just kind of sort of behind on dealing with all this stuff. This is my Jamaican sorrel that I'm so happy about. Finally, for years, even before moving to Hawaii, I have tried to grow this, and it's doing really well. There's some more back there. This is all basil up there. Okay, some carrot seeds the girls planted right here, doing pretty well. Oh, these are cotton sprouts. I have a video that I've recorded that I need to upload, but this is the cotton. These are some native Hawaiian plants that we need to get into the ground that we got from an event we went to. They were giving away free native plants. We got that one, and we got that one right there. So those two need to be planted. Okay, back here I have these shallots. In another video, my daughter found some shallots in the compost that were just sprouting, so we planted those, and they've been growing. I don't quite know what I'm going to do with them. They're just growing back here in these pots that aren't big enough. So I either need to transplant them into bigger pots or just put them in the ground. I'm just a little bit leery about putting stuff in the ground right now, because I don't think that our soil, I just need to work on the soil, basically. These are all basil plants back here. Just basil that we propagated from leftover basil from the Vietnamese restaurant. So we have all these. And these are some plants we bought from right down the street at the university. The students were having a plant sale. They have it maybe like once a month. They're learning how to be organic farmers. So we bought some kale from them. This is one type of kale. This is another kale. This is bok choy. And this is zucchini. We've had this one for a few months. It needs some TLC. I just brought it in here a couple days ago. But I've gotten a couple of zucchinis off of this. Yeah, and they sell all these plants for $2 down there at the monthly sale with the students. Ginger. So we did a video on propagating these little ginger cuttings that came from our ginger plants. These things grow really slowly. I don't know if I need to do anything different, but there is new growth. They are growing just slower than I anticipated. So that's something I've learned. They're kind of slow growers, I guess. Okay, let's talk about these potatoes. I guess I've been slacking on my watering because my potatoes are dying. They have not grown flowers. I don't think it's wilt. I read about different diseases that can occur with potatoes, but I don't think it's, any kind of disease. I just think I was slacking because I get really used to all the rain we get here. And then when it doesn't rain, I don't come out here and make up for the loss of rain. But look at these little babies right here, the potatoes. These are the sweet potatoes you saw me plant in another video. They're doing pretty well. Lots of new growth on those. Yeah. This is something I can't quite remember what it is. Something I planted in here. It could be ginger. Kind of looks like ginger, but I'm not sure. This potato plant is doing pretty okay. This is a pineapple that we put into the ground maybe a couple weeks ago. I made a video about that as well, which I have not uploaded, but here it is, and it's got some new growth, so I think it's doing well.
Look, look at this.
Oh yeah, this is another coleus the girls just put in the ground, and it seems to be trying to grow. There's a bigger one they planted.
Oh, look.
Yeah, pull those flowers off.
Did you ever tell them to pull the flowers off, even though they may be pretty, that it means that it's going to go to seed?
Yeah. So yeah, we take the flowers off just to prevent it from going to seed and keep the growth going.
These?
I don't think you can propagate those, but hey, it's all experimentation. So this is the Olena, the turmeric that I have been trying to sprout for probably 2 months, and finally we have a shoot.
I put it in here and it grew new leaves.
What is this?
It's just a red plant.
This is something the girl stuck in here.
It's the
I
red
don't know.
plant. I just stuck it.
This is probably a weed.
It's the red.
But I have
Mommy,
probably 5
this
Olena
is the
pieces.
red plant. I just stuck
Is
it
it growing?
in, and look, the leaves.
I see. Okay. I probably have like 3 or 4 pieces of turmeric in this pot, and I've been trying to sprout this stuff for 2 months, and finally
One's
got that
probably
going.
some over here.
And this is kind of not related to growing things, but this is our fabric dyeing happening over here. Not yet, honey. This one is from ginger leaves, a nice burgundy color.
It is related to plants.
Normally it makes rust dye, but the last few weeks it's been burgundy, and I think it's because of the weather. I think when there's less sun, it doesn't turn that rust color.
What's rust?
Kind of this color right here. That's rust. The top is rusty. It used to be
Wait,
gold.
show them down here.
This is Olena
Down here.
turmeric. There's the fabric in there.
There's ants in there.
It's okay. And well, I can't get the rock out right now,
I'll
but
get it out. I can.
that's that. And this is some more dye I made yesterday. I'm going to put fabric in here today. Okay, you can leave that out because we're going to unfold this fabric. Yeah, so this will be on our other channel, King Family Textiles. We're going to unfold some fabric today and just kind of see how that did. And yeah, that's pretty much it. I have one more thing to show. And this is the other thing I wanted to talk about really quickly. I planted, we got some pieces of, it's pronounced Wadelia cuttings from the park, which is just, these little, it's like a ground covering that's really popular in places around here. And we bought a couple pieces home, propagated it, grew some roots, and planted it, and it was looking really, really nice. We had yellow flowers growing in it and everything. And then the yard guy came a few days ago and cut it. He thought it was just weeds growing, because I'm sure in his experience as a landscaper, maybe things like that they just cut. So he cut all of our nicely growing Wadelia, all of our pretty yellow flowers that were growing. And one of the main reasons I wanted to grow that is so that we can use it for dyeing. It dyes really well on fabric. Makes pretty yellow. Yeah. So he cut it, but it's okay. He didn't know. And it seems like when
it makes yellow on your pants.
Okay. When he got to this part, maybe he realized it. I don't know, because he didn't cut over here. He just cut right here. But it had grown so nicely from just 2 little pieces we brought home from the park that I intentionally wanted to grow. But I've cut some more pieces off. I'm propagating them. I'm going to replant them here. And I think, let's see, this one, there's still a piece right here. This will grow again. It'll still grow. He just cut the leaves and the flowers. So
I already made you whole.
Yeah, I'm just going to wait for it to get some roots. Yeah, so
get any roots?
I think that is the last thing. Actually, this garlic that I planted in here, I don't know what happened to it. It died. It was doing really well, and then it wasn't anymore. So I'm gonna have to work on garlic some more.
2 babies.
Okay, and she got some babies.
2 babies.
Coleus to show us. Yeah, it's just gonna grow and grow and grow. And yeah, I think that is pretty much it. This is the broccoli that something was eating the leaves of, and now they've grown back.
This grew wild.
Yep, this is the These are the portulaca flowers that I love so much. We bought these from the nursery and just kept them in pots for a few months, and I finally got it in the ground. It's doing really well. I actually tried to grow some of these from seeds several months ago, and it worked out. They did really well. Then I neglected them and they died. So, yeah. But you know, I love to propagate things, so I can always take pieces of these and propagate them into other areas, which I've actually done. And I believe that is all. Okay. Thank you for watching.